Hello everyone, it's Mark. I am a Sanderson collector, and today I am joined by Lexi, who is a friend of mine and another Sanderson collector. This is the first time I'm doing an interview. Well, it's the second one I've recorded, but the other one got lost when my computer died a while ago. This is the first one I'm probably going to actually post, and we had some technological issues setting the thing up, so I'm sorry if the quality isn't the best. I will work on that and try to improve it, but we're doing the best we can. Hope y'all enjoy today's video. I met Lexi, I don't know, 5+ years ago now through the Sanderson Army Twitter. Back before I was even thinking about running a YouTube channel or had a collection anywhere near this big. And
oh yeah, how many books did you have then?
I don't know, maybe like 50 books or fewer. So, yeah. Back then I was just a Sanderson fan and not a Sanderson fan and crazy collector.
You were at the museum back then?
Yeah, pretty much. So we met through there and just occasionally chatted, and eventually I started collecting stuff, and throughout the years, like, she's sent me a few things. I've sent her a couple of books, and we've just kind of been collector friends, and I figured, you know, the person I've known the longest in terms of being collector friends would be a good place to start with doing these interviews. So here we are today to talk about her collection and her interests and how cool she is, and I'm talking way too much for this being her video, so is there anything you want to say?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember I was so confused when I first started talking to you on Twitter, because there was the two of you.
Right, right.
And I was like, who? Okay, sure. But yeah, no, I mean, you're one of the reasons why I started, like, getting a bit more hardcore about my collection. I wanted to catch up to you. Did not happen. So, I think I've sent you more than I have at the moment. But, you know, I don't think I'm that cool. So, thank you for having me on.
I do think you're that cool. I mean, you've had some really awesome books, and you still have plenty of awesome books from Brandon and other authors. You've got collections of pins and cool other things. You work at a freaking publisher. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I work for Macmillan on the academic side. I work on the high school sales side, in case anyone ever cares. And, like, I kind of actually fell into that because I was looking for a new job after my law firm job kind of imploded, and I got lucky enough to see an ad at 2 a.m. I applied, and 4 hours later, I got a call back, and they're like, hey, come in for an interview.
Cool.
And then 16 hours after that, they hired me.
Nice.
So
that's a really fast turnaround.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised, and, like, when I went for my interview, my manager at the time, who was doing all the hiring things, was like, so, do you like books? And I started laughing so hard that I started crying. And then the person who was supposed to do our intakes, like, give us the tour and give us kind of, like, background about the company and everything, she was talking about Macmillan, and I was like, oh, wait. And I gave the entire story of Macmillan from its founding in the 1800s. And she kind of just stared at me, and she's like, so we normally only go back about 30 years. So, you know more than we do.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, I'm a little obsessed.
Nerds for the win.
But it's a good job. And it means I get some inside track about things. So.
Cool. So just to clarify, Macmillan is the same parent company as Tor, Brandon's main publisher, but you work at a completely separate branch of them and don't really have anything to do with that at the moment?
Correct. So Tor, which is an imprint of Macmillan. It's on the trade side, so they're all the ones that are commercial fiction. I work on the academic side, so textbook.
Yeah.
So fun. It's very glamorous. But yeah, I mean, the nice thing about that is that I do get to talk to some of the people over at Tor. Like, I get to make those relationships. I talk to a couple people pretty regularly. When I say talk to, but I poke them and I'm like, what new books are coming? And then they tell me what new books are coming.
Nice.
And then they send us free books all the time at the office. So.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds real sweet. You need to get me a few of those contacts.
Yeah.
So you've got a pretty decent Sanderson collection from what I've seen. Is it like out on a shelf right now, or has that been packaged up at the moment?
Sadly, most of it's packaged up. So I went from a condo to my apartment with my sister, but unfortunately I don't have any bookshelves here. I have that one you see in the background. That is literally the only bookshelf I have. So most of my Sanderson stuff is packed up right now. The only stuff I really have is some of the swag that I bought, my new shirt.
Yeah, it's a cool shirt.
Stickers that came in. And then the Chinese edition is somewhere around here. Of
cool.
Arcanum.
Of what?
Arcanum Unbound. I think I'm saying that.
Cool.
Arcanum?
Yeah. Oh, right. Wait, Chinese or Taiwanese?
The one that came with the nice notebook.
Oh, the one that Beryl sent us?
Yeah,
yes,
the one Beryl sent us.
I think that's Taiwanese, which is simplified Chinese. I don't know all the distinctions there.
Hit me up about Japan. I can do Japan.
Also sitting over here.
Oh, wow. Where'd you get them from?
The internet. This is the full set of Brandon in Japan, except for maybe the Wheel of Time stuff. They did Elantris, Each Mistborn is in 3 parts, and then Way of Kings is here. They're all out of print, and the rights have lapsed. Apparently he didn't sell super well in Japan.
He didn't. When I went to one of the bookshops in New York back before everything, they had the Mistborn books, and I was that close to picking them up. But at the time, I wasn't like collecting foreign editions of books. So, but yeah, now I am. I mean, I think actually half of my Sanderson collection is in a foreign language at this point.
Cool.
Because I have so many different versions for Emperor's Soul and for Warbreaker.
So are those the books that you like mainly go for collecting in all the editions and languages?
Yeah. So Emperor's Soul is number 1. I have 12 different editions of that one.
Wow.
I think in 7 different languages at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really love that one. And then Warbreaker, I have, I think, 5 editions in 3 languages. So. Cool. Yeah. That one I need to catch up on, but it's a little bit harder for me to find, honestly, than Emperor's Soul for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Just gonna say, where's your Warbreaker shelf?
I don't specifically have a Warbreaker shelf. My books are organized kind of by type of book. I've got the ARCs, then the leatherbounds, then the hardcovers, then the paperbacks, then the small paperbacks, then the UK books in the same set, and then each language together. So they're not organized by book at the moment.
Okay. That would drive me crazy, because then I'd have to, like, it would just drive me crazy.
Well, it drives me crazy trying to organize by book because of things like, in the UK, they bound Legion and the Emperor's Soul as one thing. And how do I shelve that? And China has made these, the Chinese editions are there, China has made these really weird bind-ups that, heck, there's a Czech bind-up that has, I think it's Legion and Defending Elysium and Shadows for Silence or something weird like that. It's like a Cosmere story, a Legion story, and then some obscure novella all in one volume.
They have I noticed that for a couple other authors, like Alpha Sanderson, I noticed they do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like usually the first story in their series, so that might just be like how they grab readers.
Maybe.
It's usually, yeah, which, hey, works for me because that means I can get lots of really pretty books.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually my Emperor's Soul in Japanese is, it has 2 other stories with it too, I think.
Wait.
I think it's my...
They published
Japanese.
Emperor's Soul in Japanese?
I think it's my Japanese one. Oh, I was about to go reach for it, and that's not my Emperor's Soul. That's a different series. It's a white cover one with a really pretty woman. It's like pastel colors. There's blue on it and pink on it. And I think there's flowers on it. I can send you a picture of it later, because I have it saved
Yeah.
on my drive.
So you have a lot of really cool foreign editions, it sounds like. You have any, any special U.S. editions that you're proud of? Or anything else you'd want to talk about with your collection?
So, let's see. Well, for my U.S. editions, I mean, it's not anything really, really special, but it's the very first book that he signed when I met him the very first time.
Ooh.
It's my Mistborn paperback. It's the one that was selling for $4.99 back in the day.
The Barnes & Noble edition?
Yeah, that one. I was lucky enough when I was working for a blog at the time to get an interview with Brandon for The Way of Kings.
Neat. Is that still up somewhere?
Huh?
Is that still up somewhere?
I'm not sure. The site is no longer around. It was up as of 5 years ago, because this was 11 years ago? More than 11 years ago?
Wow.
I think you can still find my 17th Shard thread that I made way back when, asking people for questions. Because,
cool.
at the time I was not sure what I was going to talk to him about exactly, because I was just excited to have the interview.
Uh-huh.
But
that's really
yeah,
cool.
That was the first one he signed. That one's my fave. I'll never give that one up.
Uh-huh.
He signed a whole stack of books for me at the time, actually. I felt really bad because the interview was supposed to be like 30 minutes long, and it went to 2 hours.
Nice.
And then that's the one where you'll hear me reference this the first time I fainted when I met him.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I fainted like twice meeting him, which
wow.
is something. But the first time, it was blood sugar. I swear it was the blood sugar. But that one's my favorite, and then having a hardcover Emperor's Soul when I managed to track down that one.
Nice.
Made me really happy too.
Yeah, that was a limited run of 1,000, so.
Yeah. And, I came into that one really late. I think I got one of the last ones they were selling on the website. So,
nice.
Yeah. That makes me really happy, too. So.
Yeah. It's definitely some nice books.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
One that you, I guess, don't technically have anymore, but you did have and you sent to me that I've shown before is this advanced bound, essentially proof copy of Calamity.
Yeah.
It's got the final text in here, but it's just bound in this, I don't even know how to describe this binding, but it's just like something you'd get at a print shop or something. And this is the only advanced copy of Calamity I've managed to have, and Calamity is very dear to me because it was the first book that I got to beta read for. So getting this was especially awesome, and you have been so generous in sending this over.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was happy it was going to someone that would appreciate it. It was nice to have. And the book that I traded it for originally, I was more than happy to trade it for, so it was nice to have it for a little while. But it belongs with you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have definitely accumulated and traded and so on some very, very cool editions of Brandon's stuff. And Brandon isn't the only author that you collect in multiple languages. You have any others you'd like to talk about?
So I also collect, so I collect Joan He, who, her new book's coming out, but I collected her first book, Descendant of the Crane, in 3 different languages.
Cool,
and
cool.
I have the 4th one coming to me, because I finally found it.
Yay!
Yeah. I collect Anne McCaffrey in different languages. And
Wow.
I collect the Japanese author, I'm going to butcher this name, Satoru Yamaguchi. I collect their works also in, I have 3 different languages right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you read any of these other languages?
So for the Japanese ones, I can read it a little bit.
Wow.
It takes me about a month to translate a page right now. A little bit less than a month sometimes. But like I can read that pretty well, in context at least. And I was getting better at Korean, and then I completely dropped that when the pandemic started to focus on Japanese. So I'll eventually go back to that.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. And I recognize the words in my Italian editions, which is nice. I just can't read it very well.
Neat.
I wish that I had some of them to show, but yeah, unfortunately.
Well, maybe we can do a follow-up interview once you have your bookshelves together to show off.
Yes. My new place. Well, I'll have room for them. I won't be in a 9x9 box.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a big relief.
Yeah,
And
it'll be so nice. They're just sitting in a closet right now, kind of like how yours were for a while.
yeah.
But yeah, and then I can show off all of my pretties, and hopefully I'll have my leather-bound by then too. My Way of Kings leather-bound editions by then.
Yeah, I'm really excited for all the swag to start coming in. I've seen the pictures from the Kickstarter updates, and I'm getting really excited.
I know. Every single time they post something or we see something in the Discord, I'm just like, it's almost here. Like, it's gonna be here soon. So, I'm very excited for those, and I'm excited to figure out how to display everything.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the coins I know I'm just going to chuck in the coin displays.
Right.
But there's so many pieces of art and playing cards and...
And you have it for every order, right?
Yes. Yes, I do. So you collect these other really cool authors and books in a variety of languages, but you also collect pins way more than I ever knew that you could collect them, and that sounds really cool.
So yeah, I actually got into that recently. Well, recently by these standards, last 2-3 years. And I got into it originally because there was all these cool book pins, and I will live and die by anything bookish. So I started looking into the community, and like outside of it, started with the Disney fantasy people, because you know Disney people are just like bonkers about their stuff. So the pin community started with them, and then it came over to the anime community and into the more bookish realm. And that's kind of where I started. I mean, you talk about some of these special editions of the books and everything that are going for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Some of the pins that I collect go for like $600, $700 because they're like limited 15, like only 15 are made.
Wow.
Yeah. And it gets a little bit crazy. Like last year for Black Lives Matter, there was a whole bunch of charities going on that the more famous pin makers were doing. And they would have their, like, they'd have one be, like, I don't know, 7-8 inches, like, about that big. It looks more like a piece of artwork because it has dangling crystals, it has stained glass effects, it has glitter.
Wow.
that thing went for almost $1,800.
Wow.
On auction for charity. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm not that crazy. I have bills to pay. But I do have a very extensive collection. And I've started getting into larger ones now. The ones that are like 5-6 inches or pin on pins.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you even do with pins that size? Because like small ones you can plaster all over a pin board, or you can like put them on a backpack or a jacket or something. But
no, not these ones.
Okay, fair enough. I know lots of people do.
Yeah. So like the bigger ones, my ones that are 4 inches and bigger, actually I put into shadow boxes. And then I have them by themes, and I have them by characters. I get one of these that opens on the front, and then I just put them all in there. And
wow.
them. Yeah. So these are all by one creator, pretty much. But yeah, it's all one character. It's all my Wicked ladies.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. Probably about $400. About $500 in there.
Wow.
So, yeah, we try not to let anyone know about my obsession.
And now I'm going to tell the whole internet about it, so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. My friends know I'm crazy.
I can cut this out if you want me to.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay.
My friends all know about it. As long as my sister doesn't find out, we're good.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming your sister does not watch my YouTube channel, so.
Doesn't like Sanderson, so. Yeah.
Are you sure she's related to you?
Yeah. I mean, she's a decade younger, so. You know, it's going to take a little while to get good taste. For my Sanderson pins right now, I have a special pin hoop.
Ooh.
So that
that is cool.
So eventually we'll have all 10 of them spread all around it. So.
And those are the special glittery ones too.
Yeah, man, they look so nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna hang that up, and it's gonna look beautiful.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's actually one of my favorite pieces in my collection. And I'm glad that, yeah, it combines everything.
Nice.
I'm just looking forward to having my bookshelves back. I have no Grand Jeans. I just want my bookshelves back.
Having your bookshelves back is a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years ago, after I finished college, before I got my condo, I was just living on my parents' floor for a while, and everything was in boxes, and yeah.
I mean, when we started talking originally, like back on Twitter, I had, let's see, I was living in a different apartment, but I had a bigger room, and it was just covered in bookshelves, like the cheap bookshelves, but just covered in bookshelves all around me. And then, like at my dad's, my room had bookshelves all around me too. It's just since I've been here that I haven't. And like, it's not cool. I can't ever find what I'm looking for.
Or plug yourself anywhere or anything like that?
Oh, I don't have anywhere to plug myself. I mean, everybody can hit me up on Twitter under Crashtionality. Or come join the Discord and chat with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't start out being a lap cat. Like, when we got her, she'd just wander around and wiggle and wriggle and...
Yeah.
Now that she's, I guess, 1.5 years old, she's settled down a bit, and like, she'll do this for 3 hours at a time when I'm working. And just curl up in my lap and
Miles does that.
Be here.
She did it today while I was during a work meeting. She just and I was sitting on the very edge of my chair, so I thought she wouldn't have space to sit on my lap. No, she found a way to do it. She held on for dear life, fell asleep, and was sitting on my lap. Cats be like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a lot of fun talking to you tonight, and I'm so glad that I finally was able to get another collector on to talk about their collection and do a video with. It gets really lonely just talking to myself all the time here, so this has been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun for me too. I hope I was fun for everyone.
Yeah, I hope everyone really enjoys the video. I will hopefully have Lexi back on at some point in the future when her books are in a state where she can show them off more. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with future videos, including that one when it happens. Remember to leave this video a like if you have enjoyed watching us chat, and come join the Discord. We are both on there, or follow her on Twitter. Her Twitter handle is appearing down at the bottom there somewhere. And until then, I guess we will talk to you next time. Happy collecting.